We're going to talk about this problem. The problem today is that despite the fact that there's a huge business need, we're not really seeing employees being upskilled. So we're going to look at this problem and get more. We're staying in problem. We're not solving right now, but we're just staying in problem. I want you all to put on your HR business partner hat and think about from the HR business partner perspective, why? What's going on here?
Nicole, I'd say from the employee perspective, they're going to say they don't have time. They don't have
Yeah.
time to do it. From an HR business partner perspective, they might say that perhaps the demand of the business is driving lack of time for them being able to do that.
As you all have already pointed out through many of the ELE conversations we've had on this subject, the prompting of the AI is pretty key. And if
Yeah.
we're asking it to do some technically complicated task, let's say, the ability to prompt it and have it be able to give you an output that is of utility and reliable, it's not so straightforward. Yeah, there's a little bit of a learning curve there. And I think we have to sort of, in our organizations, figure out what are the types of activities that it can do that help the work flow through the process, so to speak, and not necessarily replace the human. Yeah.
Well, and so it's funny that you're saying that because we're going to at least invite AI to come in now and talk with us. I'm going to translate this over to Baryons, and then we're going to ask Baryons to come up with a from to statement for us. We're then going to take that into breakout and start to look at the signals, the choices, and the risks that we have as we address this problem.
Rachel brought another great point. So if the soft skills are and will be decisive, the old signal says that how much companies are really willing to invest in soft skills. So what we see as signals now is, okay, we need to reskill, but reskilling based on all the what AI can impact can. So what is the cost? What is the timing? Leaders in organization overwhelmed. I don't have time to reskill my team. Maybe it's better I go outside and hire someone younger can take the job. So I think this conversation about signals just intrigued me a lot in terms, okay, we can read signals, but from what perspective?
We talked about managers not being willing to pull their teams from doing the work to attend training. Maybe they'd be willing to have them take smaller training nuggets, invest a little bit more time in the training, but first they need to understand the purpose and see the real benefit of it, right?
Okay.
Which is not really new, but maybe more elevated now.
Yeah.
Because there is so much skepticism. And we talked a lot from the employee perspective around the fear that they're facing. And so perhaps, they're afraid that even as they learn AI, it's going to be a shift in their job.
I think what's important here, and we started to talk about it in our group, is once we get the output from the AI, then you need to iterate, you need to validate, you need to, I like the sandwich metaphor, Mike, that you use, because part of that last part of the sandwich, the base, is you have to challenge it and think, and you iterate more. Like with the 30, 60, 90, I like it. I think it's too long. I think they need to tighten it, but based on culture, because there could be adoption issues that I don't know about in different companies. So you need to take it. Otherwise, you're going to get work slop that gets in the bloodstream of your data, and it's going to contaminate your system. So it's really important for us to think about that last stage where we have to validate, because it's your thinking, your thought partner, and you're the director, you're directing it. So you have that agency over it.
Mike, what did you do to sort of run the jam with your group?
Yeah, I think one of the really important things for us is that, there's layers. I call it the AI human sandwich. It's really important. So we had the very human part in our first session that Nicole was running. We got that. We synthesized that using AI to a from to. Then we went back to the human sandwich, another layer of human in the sandwich. What I actually said was like, let's not talk. Let's all just think in silence and do some silent writing in the chat and put the risks that we can think of into the chat. And so everyone put those into the chat. And as they were happening, it was spurring us to, have additional thoughts. And so we had a lot of chatter. As you'll see, what I have in here is a synthesis of all the things that were there.